But I can tell you, I think what we're doing has made the folks in Florida safer. Our support at the state level, like I said yesterday, we had the sheriffs for the Hope Florida stuff. You know, I could have the greatest policies at the state level. You got to have folks on the ground who are doing it, and our folks do it very well here. Our sheriff's departments, our police departments. But you can have great sheriff's departments, police departments. If you have leadership that's trying to undercut you, or in some cases even stab you in the back like you see in some of these places, then it's going to be very hard. So it's really a team effort. We've set the leadership and the policy. There's been great execution at the local level, and Florida's better off for it. But it's also set a tone that's gone beyond the state of Florida. I mean, I remember I was a couple years ago, I'm in San Francisco, walking and this was kind of like a thing. I had cameras. We were like profiling like what happens when you have really bad policies. You know, they talk about the defecation on the sidewalks and stuff. Literally, I was there 5 minutes and I see it. And then when you see it, it's kind of jarring because you're not used to seeing it. People just using drugs in the middle of public. And so it was kind of jarring. And so, you know, I'm walking the street. I got some cameras. So people kind of knew something was going on. Some of the kind of run-of-the-mill San Franciscans recognize me. Some of them may have had some choice words for me, but you know, it's a liberal city. What are you going to do? So that was fine. But then we're walking, and on the other side, there's San Francisco PD, and these guys kind of do a beeline over, and I didn't know what to expect. And they're just like, you know, we just want to thank you. You know, you're fighting for us. You know, all the way in Florida, they appreciated because that wasn't what they were getting at that time from the city or from the state. So what we're doing in Florida is meaningful, not just for the folks that are going to receive the checks, not just for the veteran law enforcement personnel who work hard every day, not just for our own citizens who are the primary beneficiaries of this, but I think we've really set a standard that other states are now trying to follow, and it's much harder for the states that have gone opposite of Florida to justify why they're doing what they're doing when you have such poor results to show for it. So I want to thank everybody that's been involved. This is really, really good. This will be the total amount awarded. So the $5,000 is after taxes. When we did the $1,000 bonuses for every law enforcement during COVID, you know, they're sending me all this money. I'm like, well, I'm fine. Like, you know, at the time, I couldn't send it back because if I sent it back, they could send it to blue states. I was like, well, why would I do that? So we did the law enforcement bonuses, and we did that $1,000 after taxes. So that was every sworn law enforcement, firefighter, EMT in Florida got that 3 years in a row in the state of Florida, and that was at a time when people were really treating them poorly around the country. The $5,000 bonus is $5,000 after taxes as well. So it actually, per individual, is more than that in terms of the program's cost. In pocket, they get $5,000. So it'll be $53 million to date. We'll hear from the sheriff, but I can tell you everybody that I've spoken with has used this as a valuable tool to recruit good people into their agencies. And, you know, it used to be, you go back like 30 years, like, man, people would line up to be able to work in law enforcement. And then I think what's happened is over the years, you know, there's a lot of other factors of the economy, but, you know, when you have like the media and these political people that are always attacking law enforcement, it's kind of like, okay, well, is that something that I want to do? And people think about it. And I think what we've done in Florida is really say, no, this is good. And so people have great opportunities here to really have a meaningful career. So I'm just glad that it's working out. I know we've got more to do, but I want to thank everybody that's been involved. So we're going to hand out the checks in a minute. First, I want Billy to come up, and then we'll hear from one of our deputies. So, Sheriff,